What's good? We back with the Boxing Clinic and more. It's your boy CJ Goodfella. One time for the one time. Y'all know what the business is. We grinding. And we know that Terence Crawford and Danny Garcia have been getting into it for the last week, I believe. And I think Danny Garcia did another interview on This Is 50, criticizing Terence Crawford's reign at 140, saying his reign was better. Crawford coming back saying because he was undisputed, it was better. And talking about resumes and stuff of that nature. I did a video on that already. I'll link it to the description. So if you haven't seen it, you know where I stand on that whole little spat. But Danny Garcia, before last year, interview I put in the description of the video, I'm going to link, said that he thought he did better at 140 than Terence. This was about a year ago. Said that Terence is a good fighter, headstrong, always been that way in the amateurs. Said he just, didn't get why he did so good at 140. He didn't get similar recognition. I'm paraphrasing here. And saying that he didn't want to fight Crawford, though. He said if Crawford moved up and got a belt, that, Crawford was legit pound for pound #1. And since then, he did that interview a year later. Crawford did move up and get the belt from Jeff Horn. So Danny gave him props, but it kind of was like sour grapes as well. And Crawford obviously fired back. Like I said, check the link in the description for that video. Get where I stand, where everything was said, all right? But the question is, if Danny Garcia, faces Terence Crawford before Errol Spence, next, let's say he beats Sean Porter and he faces Crawford before Spence, what kind of trickle-down effect or it'll have on Errol? Would it be like, oh, he'd rather go fight Terence than Errol, he ducking Errol, oh, he's fearful of Errol? Or in the business side, what type of effect would it have on Errol Spence? And how would it make Errol Spence look? Because if Danny Garcia can cross the gun line and go fight Terence Crawford, why couldn't Errol Spence go do the same exact thing? And I know it's different because Bob Arum said he wanted to do a pay-per-view with Errol and Terence. But also, how would he be looking at Premier Boxing Champions Al Haymon and Steven Espinoza? How would he look at that situation knowing that, quote-unquote, he was assured that he would get the winner of Sean and Danny, and if Danny beats Sean and go fight Crawford, he loses a belt. And when people say, oh, Danny's ducking Errol, I wouldn't be mad at it at all. I think it'll be one of the best case scenarios for all parties involved except for Errol. I think Danny Garcia, go fight Terence Crawford. It's an old amateur rivalry rekindled. They split 1-1. I think it's a good fight. You know what I'm saying? I think Crawford would best him. I think Crawford a little bit too slick for him, but I think by far it'll be Terence Crawford's biggest test. But I think Crawford is just too slick, too slippery, a better boxer, faster. I think it'll be a punishment. I think Crawford will punish Danny Garcia like 8 rounds to 4. You know what I'm saying? It could be that 8 rounds to 4. I don't think it would be. I think it would be an easy fight for Crawford. At this point. Versus Danny. I don't think Danny being a real threat. To Terence Crawford. But how would it make Errol feel? Would a breach be would a trust be breached between Errol and Al Haymon off of this? Because at this point, then Errol is legitimately waiting on Keith Thurman. At that point, he legitimately will be waiting on Keith. Because that's the only title he can get unified. And you were assured or promised something, all right? And then that promise goes out the window, goes to the competition, fights the competition. Now, Terence Crawford in 3 fights at welterweight, let's say 3 fights, has done more than you did in your career to most fans. And he's already unified where you wanted the banner as PBC with Danny Garcia, PBC the banner, and they couldn't even get you the Danny Garcia fight. And they gave the Danny Garcia fight to Terence Crawford, somebody that's outside of the PBC network. He could say all the nice things he want to say, but they assured you you'll get that winner. And Crawford gets the winner, he gets the belt, and he gets the leverage on you if Danny don't win. And if Danny beats Terence Crawford, Danny Garcia is seen as the best welterweight. He get the leverage on you if you guys want to fight. At that point, if Danny beat Terence Crawford, he ain't gonna have to fight Errol Spence because he already #1 welterweight in people's opinion, or amongst the better welterweight than Errol Spence. So, how would he feel? Legitimately, how would Errol Spence feel about that situation? If you gave him truth sharing, to be honest, he'd be irate. He'd be very, very irate with Al Haymon and PBC. And he could lie all he wants to, but he would be. Excuse me. He'd be very, very angry with that situation. And at the end of the day, I wouldn't take it to say, oh, Danny's scared of Errol. I just take it to see, Danny, he made a big fight happen. He had a grudge match with Terence. He was saying Terence now. He made it happen. And maybe this fight is being built up. Maybe it's already a mutual agreement to make this fight before Danny fight Errol. And it seems that Errol has a lot of hatred, in the division amongst his peers. They don't want to see Errol be better than them. At least not at welterweight. It seems that Berto said, oh, he just want to make him wait and this and that. It seems that the Crawford fight, will be right up Danny Garcia's alley, and not to fight Errol and make him wait more and punish him more. Okay, if I lose to Crawford, at least Errol won't be seen as the best welterweight. I'd rather it be Terence Crawford. And Danny and his father said some hateful things about Terence Crawford. His daddy went back like last year. He was saying Terence Crawford was cheating on his wife. He was snitching on Crawford about cheating on his wife and not being this great family guy and being a scumbag and stuff of that nature. That's what Angel said. Called him, didn't he call him nappy head or something like that? And the N-word or whatever he said, Yeah, so this has been brewing. This beef been going back and forth, and it's a fight that I would want to see. I'm not mad. I won't boycott the division if Danny go fight Terence. I feel bad for Errol, but at the end of the day, Errol gonna have to make a decision. You're gonna sit around and you're not gonna you ain't gonna pull up on these guys, call these guys out and pull their whole card. And you're gonna sit there and pout about it, or you're gonna move up and try to do better things and just say, fuck the welterweight division. I'm not getting what I need to get here. I gotta move up. Or you're gonna sit around and wait, and be a nice guy and be quiet. They starve you out. They wait till you get out your prime. They wait till you, get some more wear and tear on you. And then they take you on. They starve you out. And that's what they doing. At the end of the day, it's his business decision. It is. And if Danny run over there and fight Terence, power to it. That's a good fight a great fight for boxing. I'm for it, And at the end of the day, Errol gonna be the one that suffered, but you ain't the first and you ain't the last. There's been Paul Williams out there. Been plenty of guys that suffered due to the politics of boxing. But he got to look at PBC, Espinoza, and them funny. Because you guys ain't getting, all right, you guys say you're going to give me the winner of Sean and Danny. But that just walked over to ESPN and to Terence Crawford. Y'all just made that fight happen. I was assured that winner. I didn't get it. So how can I trust you guys you're going to deliver me Keith Thurman? How can I work with y'all and y'all breaching trust? Facts. Or he could say, or it could be the winner of Danny Garcia, Terence Crawford fight Errol Spence. They could sign a contract. Errol would be happy. But at the end of the day, I'm trying to tell you guys, it's a joint effort to freeze out Errol Spence, especially if Danny go over there and jump the gun line and go fight Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford jump the gun line and come over here. I'm telling you, it's a mutual agreement as far as the PBC welterweights to freeze that guy out. And it is what it is. It's up to him to make the right business decisions, man. He gonna have to do what he gonna have to do. If they lie to him about this, either he gonna have to go over the top rank and cut a deal by himself with Bout, sign with Bout, or he gonna have to move up and wait and see what happens. That's what they forcing his hand to. Or he gonna wait around. He gonna be 32 years old, holding that IBF, still waiting and finally unifying the belt. So he can sit around and be passive and be quiet. And just be the boogeyman that everybody freezes out. You got to move up like Paul Williams and move up again like Paul Williams and just go out your scope of support just to show you great. Or you're going to start putting pressure on these guys and talking shit and pulling down and pulling up on them. It's that serious. That's where it's going to have to be for him. And if he it's his prerogative, man. He can't be mad. He can't be mad because you didn't go out here and really press for the fight like Terence did and go on social media and go at him. And press Danny Garcia and rebuttal to him. You just was saying, I'd like to fight Danny Garcia. What's up? He didn't answer you. So it was no public pressure. You never pulled up on Danny Garcia and try to force the hand. And if you don't pull up, if he wins versus Sean Porter or loses versus Sean Porter or Sean Porter win, however it go, you don't pull up on them and say you want the fight, they going to duck you. You're going to be sitting around waiting. So let me know how y'all feel about this scenario. I like it. Feel bad for Free Smoke, but you got to be a go-getter. But we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. All those links are in the description. Also, check out the new Raw and Uncut podcast featuring the Cali Enigma and myself. That link's in the description as well. Also, S1210 College Sports Most Wanted, our new college sports page. That's in the description as well, that link. If you want to donate, the PayPal link is in the description as well. Appreciate all the brothers out there. TBC and more. One time for the one time. Y'all know what the business is. Shout out to the LDBC. We working. And, continue to subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, share this. Definitely share it across social media. Share it with a friend that loves sports talks. We do more than boxing. So, like I said, subscribe. Hit the bell icon. We'll miss another video. One time for the one time. Y'all know what the business is. We gone.